3 drivers, 1 race.
Okay, I'm not doing none of that again. You get the point. The final race is upon us, and what an interesting season it's been. What started off to seem like a more simple two-way fight has now become a three-way fight, and anyone can win it in this round. Of course, this is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Let's go, man. Abu Dhabi has been a season-ending race since 2009 now, with a few title deciders being settled there. The first one being in 2010 with the four-way drivers title fight, which Sebastian Vettel claimed. From third in the standings, 16 points behind, just saying. He also came out on top in 2012 when him and Alonso went at it again. And then most recently, the infamous 2021 season where Max Verstappen beat Lewis Hamilton with... I'm not even going to get into that whole discussion, honestly. I'll be here forever. I'm not saying that Max didn't deserve it. I'm just saying I feel bad for Lewis, man. Even last year, while it wasn't a drivers' championship, the constructors between McLaren and Ferrari was settled that race, with Lando Norris taking pole and winning pretty easily. Also in that race we had Piastri and Verstappen colliding on turn 1, so action could be inbound. And with that being said, this doesn't happen often and it should be an exciting watch regardless. I actually like Abu Dhabi as a track as a whole. Well, I would think that Brazil would be a better season ender like it used to be, but I think it's a nice track, good overtakes, nice layout. I don't know, I'm not a connoisseur. And if we're being completely honest, there's nothing worth talking about besides the title fight. So I'll just get into it for you, just to explain a little bit. Well, in case you didn't know or forgot, Lando's leading the title picture, and you've got Verstappen in second, who's 12 points behind after Qatar, and Oscar Piastri in third place, only 4 behind Max. And I'll just explain briefly how their seasons went. And we'll start with the leader, Lando Norris, which he's had a relatively consistent season. I mean, he's had unlucky moments such as Zandvoort and Vegas, but he's also made his mistakes like in Canada and Saudi. But he still had the car to consistently manage to get good results, which is the reason he's at the top of the table right now. In training him is Max Verstappen, which nobody thought he actually had a chance of getting into the title fight this year. That Red Bull is just not as competitive as the McLaren's, and during the summer break he was over 100 points behind, but he's had a great second half to the season, just pulling out wins out of nowhere, and honestly it's very impressive how he's got back to where he is. The second people count Verstappen out, he just showed everyone why he's rolled the best on the grid. Then we have Piastri, who's in third. He doesn't deserve to be in third because of Qatar, but that's a whole other story. Well, he's in his third season, and he's done way better than anyone expected him at the beginning. I don't think anyone was giving him a chance of winning the title. He had an unreal first half of the season, great results, winning, had Lando's number for majority of it, and then until Baku, or even want to count Imola in the team swap, he's sort of just had a downward shift in form, which has really affected his standing, essentially. He's going to need some luck to win it this weekend, but this season has shown that he's definitely inbound to win another title in his future. Lando's obviously coming in with the biggest advantage. He literally needs a podium to guarantee a win, and there was a big graphic they put up with like all the positions that they needed to win, so I'm going to put that up with this. Yeah, Lando needed basically finish on the podium. If Verstappen wins, he needed Norris to finish 4th or below, and if Piastri wins, then he needed Norris to finish 6th or below. Which, look, with how McLaren's been doing recently, you actually never know. Like, if McLaren went fumbling left, right and centre, then it wouldn't really be that exciting, but they are, so... Well, actually, if McLaren went fumbling left, right and centre, Lando would have been home and dry by now, and this wouldn't even be an interesting race. Well, 2 McLarens, 1 Red Bull, going into one race. Who comes out on top and who eats shit? Well, actually, speaking of Red Bull, we have just got some news that I do want to talk about. As of next year, we have Hadjar and Red Bull, and we have Lawson and Lindblad staying in Racing Bulls, with Yuki out of his seat now. Honestly, I don't have much to say about it. I'm not surprised at all. Like, Yuki has not had a great season, if we're all being honest. But it's kind of unfortunate. I think Liam Lawson, you should pay for your crimes to humanity. Like, if they didn't switch seats 2 races in, by the way, surely it would be Lawson without a seat, but shoulda, coulda, woulda, I don't know. I actually still think Yuki has a chance to get back into F1. Like, he's a test and reserve driver right now, but obviously not into 2026, but 2027 potentially. I reckon seats are going to open up. We've got to watch how Franco Colapinto does next year, because he's not looking great. I feel like Esteban Ocon might be at risk, and who knows what's happening with Aston Martin at this point, so there could potentially be room to open up, depending on how next season goes. But yeah, shame for Yuki. Good luck to Hadjar. I actually think he's gonna, I won't say break the curse, because you could argue Perez did pretty well, and you can't expect anyone to match Verstappen, honestly, like, you can't be stupid here. But I think Hadjar's gonna do a good job. And fair play to Lindblad. I haven't seen nothing about him, honestly, besides Didn't he crash twice in, was it Monza? That's all I've seen of him, so just lock in, man. You got to make a good first impression. Okay, but we all know what we're here for, the real shit, the predictions. Well, all these drivers seem to be relatively solid in this track, so actually made these predictions quite hard, but I think I've cooked up the script. Like, Michael Massey has come here and told me this is what's going to happen. Hamilton's crashing lap 53, safety car, Norris is going to overtake Verstappen on the last lap and win, right? Okay, but seriously, let me just get into it. Okay, right, I've completely changed my mind. Like, I'm recording this the next day, and I have had a change in heart. Like, I had it all like figured out. I was gonna edit it, upload it today, but I've got to redo this because I've been going through so many storylines in my head, and I'm just gonna project the one that makes the most sense to me. Only my top three's changed. I've still got the same pole position as before, which was Max Verstappen. Like, Max knows it's crunch time. He's been in this situation enough times to not be fazed by this. I think he's just going to put in a mega lap and start the front. I don't think the McLaren's going to start far behind, like a second and third. That seems pretty reasonable to me. Maybe even a fourth, because I don't know, George Russell seems like he can get in the way all the time. Anyways, for my revised top three, third place I have put Lando Norris. I honestly feel like Lando's going to be quite reserved and play it safe this weekend. Like, maybe he might have a few jitters because the pressure's going to get to him. If Max dive bombs, if anyone dive bombs, he's just going to stay out the way, make sure he don't DNF because that's all he needs to do to win. And in second place, I have Max Verstappen. This guy knows it's do or die. He's going to throw the stupidest overtakes. He's going to do anything he can to try and win. But I don't think he'll need to do with them overtakes, honestly, because I reckon the race is, like, I don't want to spoil anyone's dreams, but I don't think the race would be as entertaining as it sounds. However, first place I've gone Oscar Piastri. Look, hear me out. Qatar, he should have won the race. He is feeling like he needs to get his get back from Qatar, and this is his only chance. I reckon he's going to race like his life depends on it. He's going to show why he's a future champion. I can see it right now. Lap 1, Piastri puts in the maddest overtake of Verstappen, almost like how Max did Piastri in Imola it was, and just go for it and like show that he's here to play. Like, while I don't think Lando's the type to really take us to Max like that, I can see Piastri definitely being that. I think he's gonna literally be seeing red and just win the race. That's really my methodology. That's not the word. Okay, you get the point though. That's my top three. Back to pass me. Oh, and also obviously, you can tell, I think Lando's going to win the championship. I reckon Max has a decent chance depending on what McLaren do. And Piastri, I'm not going to lie, I feel like Piastri has virtually no chance unless Lando DNFs, which actually I don't think is all that far-fetched. Like, I don't want to say it and then like jinx it or whatever, but if the pressure got to Lando and he actually crashed out and lost the title because of it, you've got to feel bad for him, but it seems like a viable scenario. But even if that's the case, I think Verstappen will take it before Piastri does, honestly. That's just how I feel. And bold predictions, I'm just going to throw this one out there, 4 or more DNFs in this race. Being completely honest with you, I just watched highlights of the last race earlier and I saw a lot of spinning, a lot of hitting. I feel like maybe it's just the last season of the race thing, but everyone sort of gets a bit like excited to race. And yeah, I reckon there's going to be a few crashes. Hopefully none of the top 3, but if Lando does, I wouldn't be surprised. And also another prediction, I know for a fact that George Russell is going to get his rat ass in the way of one of these championship contenders. I don't know who, but he's going to be racing or he's going to be holding up one of these contenders and potentially ruin their race. I can just see it happening. He's the only one who can really compete with them top 3, and I'm sure he's going to bring it to him if he can. Maybe Kimi Antonelli might get there too, but not Russell. That's who I'm betting on. As well, Russell was actually going to predict a P1 or like a top 3 for Russell, but I feel like that was a bit too optimistic, honestly. Like, something just tells me that Russell is not finishing in front of Norris, no matter what happens. So maybe like a 3rd? But no, I'm going to say he's going to be P4. That's what I'm feeling. Cool, and for P20, I've gone Ocon again, and this is solely because of the trend that Hulkenberg done it last race, and I predicted him the last race, so I'm just carrying Ocon over in hopes that he gets it this time. Honestly, I think he needs to step up his game, but yeah. And just to go over the couple of discussions that we'll probably be having into next week. I know I said this last week, and I can't even be confident anymore, know what McLaren's like, but if Lando wins, you know the conversation about does he deserve it, was he good enough this season, the team of favouritism, like, it's going crazy. I don't think Lando wants to check social media at all until next year, honestly, regardless of what happens. Because the hate he gets is crazy. I think he deserves it. If Oscar deserved it more, then he would be ahead. You could argue Max definitely deserves it for what he's done, but he's not in the team and his situation wasn't the same. So this year, Lando does deserve it. I truly believe that. I feel like this is also his only opportunity to win. I've got to state that. This is why I'm supporting Lando. I feel like this is his only chance to secure the title. After next year, Piastri is going to have cleaned up these mistakes and be even better, and then could possibly outdo Lando. And who knows what the McLaren's going to be like going into the new regulations. This is literally his best opportunity, and I feel like his only opportunity. I wouldn't even be surprised if he pulled like a Rosberg or something, honestly, but he needs this weekend to go his way. Okay, and the final talking point, I don't even know how to word this one, because if any points gap works between anyone, it's going to be, oh, remember race A where something happened and then this happened, like, oh, remember Monza when they both swapped positions, the McLarens, or remember Spain when Max hit George, or remember Austria when Kimi hit Max, or remember Zandvoort when Lando got mechanical issue, or remember Vegas. You know what I mean? There's so many ifs, ands or buts. You're going to hear it from every single angle. End of the day, it don't matter, but people love to talk about that sort of thing. Okay, final word to every driver, lock the fuck in. Simple as that. Thank all of you for watching. Like, subscribe, like, comment as well. Please comment. I want to see comments. And it's game on.